This is another log for my recent experiences in out-of-body practices. So the techniques I've been using is meditating at least once during the day, 35-40 minutes or 1 hour, and right before bed, again 35-40 minutes to 1 hour of meditating, then immediately going to bed. And before lying down, I put my OBE alarm, which I have made myself. I have already discussed about how to prepare this alarm, but I'll share it again. So the alarm I have designed is based on the alarm of Vincent Field. In one of his podcast episodes, he shares the basics of the alarm, which is basically every 90 minutes of this alarm has my own voice telling me to remain calm and not moving my body and focusing on my techniques. So then the alarm lasts for 7 hours and 30 minutes, with every 90 minutes reminding myself to focus on not moving my body and instead on the techniques. And the alarm is mixed at minus 15 LUFS, and I played at 5 level volume on my iPhone, so which is pretty loud already. And I realized that when it's loud and I'm in mid of the dream or in a deep sleep, I still hear this alarm and then focus myself into the practice. Most of the time I used to just fall asleep, but there has been 2 consecutive out-of-body experiences, day before yesterday and last night. So 2 OBs in a row, 2 nights in a row. First experience I'll share is of yesterday morning, about 4 a.m., 5 a.m. Actually, it was 2 a.m. Yeah. The experience was that I started feeling the ear pulsations, and the pulsation is that there's a sudden increase of volume in my overall perceiving of the sound around me. And I have tinnitus on my left ear and slowly increasing tinnitus on my right ear as well. And the tone of the tinnitus raises suddenly. Then I know that this is a precursor of an OBE. Once I started hearing these pulsations, I became aware of the body, and then it was in a not a comfortable position. So from my right side, I changed my position to laying on my back. Then soon enough, I realized that I could get out of my body. So I rolled out of the bed and saw that the room was the same, but the position of the door had changed to being in front of me instead of on the right side. And there was a curtain on the door, which is not there in my real bedroom. But anyways, I first tested if it was out of body. So I jumped a little bit. I came down to the floor very slowly. I realized then the test was passed because this was an OBE. So I moved forward and started to open the curtain, and I felt my hand was grabbed by somebody standing next to the curtain outside of my room. I first used my left hand to open, and I felt the hand was held or grabbed. And I used my right hand, and my right hand was also grabbed. And I had no fear, thanks to a lot of readings from different authors. And I kept on asking whoever this entity was to help me go out of this place, go out of the room, and then go and meet my grandma, who had passed recently. And I'd been wanting to meet her and make sure that she has had a nice transition and that she was happy. But this entity would not listen to me, and then he pushed me inside into the room. But I kept on asking him again and again to take me out of the room and take me towards my grandma. He didn't do that at all. He didn't communicate with me. He didn't seem interested in making any communication. And I realized when I was asking him to take me away from the room, I was trying to use my mouth as if speaking right now, but it was a combination of speaking with my mouth and with my mind. So it was a combination of telepathy and non-telepathy. I was realizing more and more as I was asking him again and again that my speaking was slowly going away from using vocal cords to telepathy. As he was pushing me, he pushed me all the way towards my bed, and he jumped over me, and I had been pushing him like that, and he'd been pushing me on my hands. And this kept on for a while. I realized this was a male entity, and I couldn't see the face clearly, but he had a humanoid shape, and there was no glow of aura like I saw with my guide. And in any case, it was a bit of a struggle to try and push him away from me, and him trying to push me to my bed. I kept on asking him again and again to take me out of the room and towards my grandma, but again, he was not listening to me at all. At one point, I was already down on my bed, and he was pushing me down, and he looked front towards where my wall is behind my bed, and then he vanished. And that brought me slowly back to my body. I was trying to get out, but I realized that at that time I was moving my physical body, so it wasn't possible to go out anymore. And once I was completely back, I started thinking about what had happened, and these are my thoughts on the experience. Either this was a test given by my guides, or this entity saw my guide, and my guide probably scared him away or was overpowering him or something like that, and he just went away, or my guide simply saw the condition and then brought me back. I like to think that this was a test given by my guide to see if I was ready, to see if I can handle or if I have any fear. And to me, there was no fear at all. I was just motivated to get out of my body and to go out of my room and go meet my grandma wherever she was, or call my grandma to wherever I was. And I also realized that as soon as I get out of body, I can raise my energy so that the other entities or beings that I do not want to communicate with, they don't come around me or bother me at all. And from my affirmations, which previously was, I consciously get out of my body as I fall asleep, and I consciously meet my grandma. Out of body now, I meet my grandma now. These were my affirmations, which included the plan to go and meet my grandma. Now, I thought of adding one more affirmation to raise my vibrations, to raise my energy. So last night, what I did was I followed the same pattern. I meditated during the day, about 45 minutes, and before going to bed, 1 hour of meditation, which was a guided meditation of mind awake, body asleep, focus 10 state, from Gateway Audio's Wave 1 Introduction to Focus 10 and Advanced Focus 10 combined, which I had combined to make it 1 hour long, which provided me plenty of time to relax my body completely. I also noticed it's helpful to actively engage in using energy as a healing purpose. So the idea here is to actively engage not only in raising my own vibration, but also anyone else who may need these vibrations or energies. Then I remembered my master when she was teaching us Reiki, that she said, when the energy is strong in third eye, we can use this energy to send a distance Reiki to people in distance. So basically, I was doing distance Reiki in these terms. Then immediately I went to sleep with 3 affirmations: out of body now, I raise my vibrations now, and I go meet my grandma. Then I also put my alarm on, and then I slept, kept me reminding throughout the night, every 90 minutes, to be still, to relax, and then focus on my practice or techniques. Then it was around 5 a.m. when the last voice in the alarm was there. Then I turned off this OBE alarm and then lie down on my right side in the bed. Soon I started hearing these ear pulsations, and I was not so sure that I'd get out because some of the nights it's just ear pulsations and I do not get out at all. And I changed my position to lay on my back, and again my left hand was like that on the bed and my right hand above my head, and I started feeling these pulsations. So I thought, okay, maybe I can get out. So I rolled out, and sure enough, I got out. But this was not clear. It was dark and not clear at all. I tried to move a little forward and nothing much went on. And I was back in my body. So I tried again. I rolled out, and this time I thought of raising my vibrations. And the way I do is whenever I am sitting on my desk working or walking or sitting on tram, I visualize the energy going up from my legs, moving up and up towards my third eye. And sometimes I move it out of my body from the top of my head, but also most of the times I'm just focusing on the third eye. And I was feeling very intensely this third eye throughout the day yesterday and before sleeping, and also at some point in the night. Then, as soon as I did this energy vibration raising, things were clear. I could see properly. I didn't bother to see clearly with my open eyes because I had learned that I can see and move around properly even if my eyes are not open. So I didn't bother opening my eyes, and I opened the window, and then I jumped and I was just hovering around, and I was trying to move forward. It wasn't possible. And then I thought of just walking. I was hovering, but I could feel as I was trying to walk, I could feel that I was moving forward. Then I asked again and again to see my grandma, and I visualized her face, and suddenly she was behind me. I turned around, I saw her, and then I hugged her, and I cried a little bit. It was emotional for me. Then she asked, "How are you, or how is it possible? How are you here?" And I told her, "I have not died, no worries." And then I showed her the window, and I said, my body is still there. My body is sleeping. I'm just out. I wanted to see you, and then I had been calling for you. And she understood clearly what I was doing. And I asked her, "How was your transition? And are you okay?" And she said it was all fine. It was all good. And that she is really feeling glad to not be in the body, and her body was already very old, and she had lived a very long purposeful life. She raised 3 generations of kids, and she was raising all of them, and she was very caring and loving towards all of the children. And now she felt free, much free, and she was happy. And she also mentioned that the place she's now in is very nice, very beautiful, and they give her food, very delicious foods. They feed her, they take care of her. And I was thinking, okay, although it's not necessarily needed to eat after getting out of body, but still okay, it's still fine that she's been somebody is taking care of her, and she's happy. So then we decided to fly around and take a look at different places. By the end of the experience, I was starting to feel a pull in my third chakra, Manipur chakra. I could feel that chakra point, and then I somehow knew that I had to be back. And soon enough, I was back in my body. So it again felt like waking state to waking state as I was back in my body. And when I woke up, I checked my watch, my sleep time. I realized all of this was happening in the REM sleep state. And this has been already documented and shared with Robert Monroe's experiences and the Monroe Institute's experiments, that out of body experience indeed happens during the REM sleep. What is curious here for me is the REM sleep was about 10 minutes, I guess. Let me see. About 9 minutes, 4:54 to 5:03 a.m., 5:03 a.m. And the experience was very long. It was definitely more than 9 minutes. But that also accounts for the non-linearity or no time space, because the time functions differently, or the experiencing of the time functions differently out of body. I don't know. Anyways, the best part of this experience is that my subconscious is starting to listen and give me the experience that I want. And I think I have found the best way that works for me. I'll recap the technique, which is the best way, I think, so far for me. It may be different for other people. So, one meditation during the day, 35 minutes to 1 hour, and one meditation before going to bed again 35 minutes to 1 hour. And in this second part of the meditation, actively involving in healing my own body, recharging or raising vibrations of my own body, and also actively involving in sending healing energies to anyone else who I think needs the energy. It can be my friends, which I've sent energies to my friend, to my relatives. So actively involving in doing this. Then before actually going to sleep, putting an OBE alarm of 8 hours or 7 hours 30 minutes that I have, then lying down and falling asleep, remembering affirmations: out of body now, I raise my vibrations now, and then your purpose. So your purpose can be different. And each time I do that, I say out of body now. I imagine getting out of body and out of the bed. I raise my vibration now. Then I actively raise my vibration, feeling the energy move from my leg towards the top of my head and bouncing at the third eye. If this works, you will really feel the energy in the third eye area, this point here. Then the affirmation of what you want to achieve. So 3 affirmations, keep on doing that and fall asleep. What an experience. All right, and I'll see you in next log.